friends, welcome back. In today's video, I am going to address some of the comments I received on this channel, especially from students, those who are trying to get into project management and they want to understand which course they should take in order to get into project management. So in order to answer that question, I have invited a guest for today's video and we will welcome Isabel in a minute here. Isabel, who has joined project management space right out after her college. So some of this conversation may help you to understand what is the landscape and what you should focus on during your college. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm Nick and you are on NiksProjects channel. So in today's video, we have a special guest, that is Isabel. So I'm gonna welcome Isabel and have her give us some background about her education and experience. So Isabel, to you.
Yeah, so my name is Isabel and I currently work in a Fortune 100 company, specifically in the project management space. I graduated with a bachelor's in management information system in the summer of 2019. So I'm pretty fresh out of college, starting my full-time career in IT. And I'm happy to be here and talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. I know having you on this channel would be great help for a lot of people. There are a lot of students on this channel who watch the project management videos. Definitely the conversation with you help them to understand what to expect, because there is no right and wrong answer. There is no right and defined path. It's all about where you land up in the company, and then the project management eventually will happen as part of that journey. Thanks for joining the call. So the first comment is from Shrish Pandey. So the question is, what are the skills and courses to be done and get into project management starting from scratch? I'm a fresh BSc pass out. So this is a typical question that I often get on this channel, because the channel is for project management. So I have Isabel here, who is more qualified to answer this, because she is a fresh graduate and then got into project management, right? So in my case, when I was doing my master's in computers, I was not thinking about getting a project management job, right? My thinking is, I want education so I can get into an IT job. So I didn't know what job it would be. I would say any IT job, mainly involving development or programming, right? So I remember when I was doing the masters, we were all either focused on Java or .NET. So there'll be only two categories of students. One will be like, hey, I'm into Java. The other one will be, I'm into .NET. So I'm more like on to Java. And then the college project, I think for masters, the project you had to do in one of the language. So I picked Java. And when I joined my first company, it was same as the college program, and then through that they pick a few of us, and then the interview was all in Java, right? None of that was in project management or anything like that. We were like 10 of us were put into mainframe, and then we started as a mainframe application developer. And then over the time, I think almost 6 to 8 years, slowly we moved from application development to team leader, and then project lead, and then project management. So that was my journey, right? So I was never focused on, hey, this is my study to get into project management, right? What was your process like to get into project management?
Yeah, so I completed my bachelor's in management information systems in 2019. So it's pretty recent. So within my studies, I never had that clear idea that I was going into project management at all. I feel like a lot of people accidentally get into the role. But in my classes, I took a lot of business communication classes, of course, classes that are specific to my major, but I felt like I had a lot of group projects within those classes that kind of developed my skills into what became my own project management role. For example, during my senior, I would say it was like my senior thesis class,
Yeah.
um, you had like a whole project. In order for you to graduate, you acted as a consulting group, and
Hmm.
you needed to solve a business problem and propose a solution. So it was skills of working within a team, developing a solution for that project and problem, and being able to communicate that solution, which helped me in turn become a project management role. For example, after graduating, I joined an internship program. um, I would say it's like a rotational corporate IT program, and I became a PM within that intern, and that's when I realized, oh, okay, I feel like I'm pretty good at being a PM,
Yeah.
and it was through real life experience that led me into becoming a project manager, and then yeah, I would say just getting real life experience. During college, I was part of an IT support um, job for the College of Education at my school, and it also helped me hone those skills of being able to talk about technical aspects of the job to someone who's not so technical. So having those skills of being able to communicate to people in an easy way for everyone. So I would say if you know you already want to become a project manager early on in your college career, I would look out for opportunities of having that kind of like PM lead role, whether it's
Yeah.
outside of classes or if you're trying to get into internships.
Yeah, I think you mentioned, those projects where you have to develop leading and communication. I think that is key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though at the time you may not know that, that you're doing that for project management related job. But when you get into project management, then, that experience in the past would have
Mm-hmm.
definitely helped you, right? Because you
Yep.
went through it previously. So yeah, I would say, if somebody is already thought about that they want to be a project manager, um, then I would say, rather than picking a stream, you have to look at which stream offers those kind of activities where,
Mm-hmm.
there is dummy projects where you can manage, even you're managing a team within the group, right? Whatever that is. So yeah, project management is all about, leading, managing, communication. So the ideal course, as I was telling Isabel before starting this recording, is all this will be captured in MBA program. And
Mm-hmm.
when you even do your PMP examination, you feel like you're doing a mini MBA because it's structured that way, right? So but if you're taking MBA, then I'm sure project management should not be the first priority to get into when you get into job. So yeah, I think that's a great example. I think those who are looking into getting directly into project management, I think rather than a specific course or stream,
Mm-hmm.
it is more experience and knowledge that will help, especially during the initial 1 year, 2 year, right? How was the interview for the internship? Was it project management related, or is it just a general interview to understand your background? What was that process like for you?
Yeah, I would say it focused more on how you approach solutions within IT space. So it wasn't necessarily a specific interview to become a project manager or within project management. So going into that interview process, I didn't know what I was getting into per
Correct,
se, but it
yeah.
was more of an opportunity to communicate your passions within IT and whether you're motivated to learn within that IT space. So that
Yeah.
was my experience being
I
interviewed for
remember.
those kinds of internships.
Yeah. I remember my interview when I first joined the first company, first corporate world. I think I still remember his response. So at the end of the interview, he said, "Hey, if I selected you, don't think that you know everything, right? And if I don't select you, don't think that you know nothing, right?" So I was like, "Oh, did he select me or not?" Right. So it was like as a corporate world, if you're hiring a somebody fresh from college, what they're looking is, can can they mentor them enough to to put into any stream, right? Whether it's project management or something else. So all they're looking at that time is, how good are you at solving a problem, because irrespective of project management or any other job, right, it's all about solving a problem. So I think I remember that interview.
Hmm.
uh, yeah. When you got your first project assigned, how did your studies help? Did it help, or is it a learning on the job? Like, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, honestly, I would say all of my PM skills were taught on the job.
On the
I
job, right?
felt
Yeah.
like, yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
all my classes was an introduction to those terms that you would use within the business corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't make that connection until I was able to actually work on a real project. So
Yeah.
that's why I say, even though you have these classes to prep you for the
Mm-hmm.
real world, it's more gaining those real life experiences, because I had no idea um, what I was getting into until I was able to work with my actual team members on an actual project.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Isabel, for answering all those questions. It was a pleasure having you on this video today. And I'm sure that a lot of people gained so much insight from your experience today. Last few words to the viewers.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. And for the viewers um, who want to continue with the PM path, just continue working hard in school and
Yeah.
capture any opportunities that can help you in the future.
All right. Thanks a lot, Isabel. Looking forward to have more conversation with you in the future, and see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, I was editing the video and few things came into mind, so I thought I will cover it here before wrapping up the video. So you would ask, what about the curriculum or the universities offering the project management courses? What if I take that, and what are the possibilities of landing a PM job if you take a project management related course or a major in university? I would say it depends on the program that the university has. A lot of those curriculum covers the skill set that is required to do your job well, but to land a job, it's primarily looking for experience. If you are applying for a PM job, then obviously the interviewer is going to measure your skill in managing a project in real world. So typically those courses in universities are geared towards those who have some level of industry experience but wanted to get into their next level job into project management. So if you look at or talk to students in the university, they would say that in the class they had 60 or 70% people um, who are not fresh out of college. They had some education or some experience rather, and they are coming back to gain those additional degree to get into project management space. So that's typically what it has been in the past. But that being said, if the college has an internship program where they can place you, then that's an opportunity. So that's one of the most successful path that you can choose, that if you do well in your course and then if you manage to get into a job through the university's internship program, then it will help you to land a job. Otherwise, if you just complete your studies and then come into job market, then your chances of getting a or landing a PM job is fairly less because of the competition. There are a lot of PM who are out there with experience, so you are literally competing against them. And when it comes to PM job, it's always experience, because if you think about some of the roles and responsibilities, majority of the time PM would be managing people, resources, finance, things like that. And those things need some level of experience to manage it well. And that's why when you get into interviews, they always look for experience. That being said, the way to get into project management is not directly looking at as a project manager job right after college, but you can look and apply for internship and starting jobs such as project analyst or project coordinator. So those kind of role will give you almost the same experience level as a project manager, but your title won't be project manager, but you're gaining those experience. So I would say that has more value than spending 4 to 5 years in college or studies or PMP certification, because those experience you can show in the next job as a PM experience, and then you can take off the career from there. So that's something that I wanted to add, so that you have some idea as to how to approach the PM job market after your studies. All right, guys, so I hope it gave you some insight, some helpful tips. And if you have any further questions, I'll be glad to answer those in the comment section below. And I wish you all the very best. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel for more project management videos. And give it a like. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.